With it being the start of May, that only means one thing: even more Game Pass games. This month we have a huge new first party IP which is launched today, and even more awesome games coming to the service this month. Today we will be covering 11 brand new Game Pass games that are coming to the service this May. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe for more Xbox content every single day. So to start off with today, we have the brand new huge first party title Redfall, which is available right now across Xbox, PC and cloud. This is the vampire slaying first person co-op shooter coming from the talented team at Arcane Austin. Redfall drops players in an open world with up to 4 other players as you take on the dark and mysterious vampires along with their cult followers. The idea of taking a world of vampires with gameplay similar to Far Cry but with the expertise of Arcane certainly has fantastic promise. However, from the reviews so far, it's looking like a very mixed bag. This will certainly be an interesting game to try out. However, if you're looking for a 60 FPS experience, you will unfortunately have to wait a little while longer for a future update. Now, this next game has been high on my own radar, especially since the release of the amazing voxel-based game Echo Generation. Ravenlock is the next entry from the talented developers at Coco Cucumber, and wow does it take the visuals up to a whole new level. This game centers around Ravenlock after she has found herself pulled into a land away from reality that is shrouded in darkness. Players will have to take on the challenging and fearsome foes and beastly bosses to save the kingdom from the corrupted Caterpillar Queen. This game looks utterly outstanding from the enemy design and visuals, and this comes from a team of less than 10 people. It arrives on Game Pass day 1 on May 4th. This next game has been on Game Pass before, but we are finally getting the definitive edition arriving for all Xbox Series X and S owners, and that is the Weird West. Gamers will have to survive and unveil the mysteries of the Weird West through the intertwined destinies of its unusual heroes in an action RPG from the creators of Dishonored and Prey. You will discover a dark fantasy reimagining of the Wild West, where lawmen and gunslingers share the frontier with fantastical creatures. This game was given great review scores across the board, and I can certainly recommend the game after completing it myself. It arrives onto Game Pass on May 8th. Our next game is a fantastic addition for all the gamers on PC Game Pass, and they will get to experience the phenomenal Shadowrun trilogy. The Shadowrun trilogy brings all of Harebrained Scheme's Shadowrun titles together. Using an isometric perspective, these titles are firmly situated in the tactical RPG genre and should appeal to the fans of the original Fallout titles. These games include an intricate and well-designed karma system, a variety of races to choose from, a vibrant cyberpunk visual style, and some tight turn-based combat mechanics. This is a fantastic package with favourable reviews across the board, and it arrives onto PC Game Pass on May 9th. One game that I didn't see coming to Game Pass but finally got announced fairly recently is FUGA Melodies of Steel 2. This is a sequel to the captivating tale of FUGA Melodies of Steel, and it's finally going to be arriving onto Game Pass. This turn-based RPG is back with a ramped up battle system for more strategy, as well as a brand new event system, and gives you even more thrilling choices to affect your experience. You can see from the gameplay on screen that the artwork looks like a massive step up on the original, and that was already so great. The first game was so highly rated as one of the best turn-based RPGs available across any platform, and it's a great addition to see this arrive day 1 onto Game Pass. It will be available this May the 11th. Well, if you're a fan of horror games, then this next game is the one for you. Coming from the masterminds behind Summer and Amnesia, we have the new first-person horror game called Amnesia: The Bunker. You'll be left all alone in a desolate World War I bunker with only one bullet remaining in your barrel, and it's up to you to face the oppressing terrors that lurk in the dark. At all times, you will be hunted by an ever-present threat that reacts to your every single move and sound. Every decision will change the outcome of how the game responds, and the developers have stated that all of these actions will bear consequences. This is shaping up to be a truly intense horror experience, and it arrives day 1 onto Game Pass on May 23rd. Next up, we have Railway Empire 2. In this game, you will take over a small railway company in the early 1800s and turn your steam engines into workhorses of the economy. Ultimately, it is your job to build the perfect rail network and outsmart your competitors to become the largest railway company on the continent. The game will ship with a 5-chapter campaign, 14 different scenarios to tackle, co-op multiplayer, and free play construction mode. This looks like a great strategy game for fans, and it arrives onto Game Pass for Xbox One, Series consoles, and PC on May 25th. Then we have the release of Cassette Beasts. This is an awesome looking turn-based open world RPG where you collect some awesome monsters. The unique premise is that you can combine any two monster forms and create even more unique powerful ones. The game is similar akin to the Pokemon games of old, and the great looking sprite textures certainly drive into nostalgia. This is a great game and it looks fantastic, and it arrives day one onto Game Pass on May 25th. Another game that has been confirmed for Game Pass is FARWORLD Pioneers, which is an open world sci-fi sandbox game. You will have to build and manage colonies on alien planets where you'll need to gather resources, craft, build, mine, farm, and fight using a range of deadly weapons so the survivors in your colonies can thrive. You can do this all on your own or with friends in online multiplayer, which supports up to 32 players per server. Interestingly, the game features a dynamic multiplayer faction system where you can band together with other players or split and form your own colony. This arrives onto Game Pass for all Xbox consoles on the 30th of May. To wrap up today's video, we have two games that are coming back to Game Pass, and both are some great additions. First, we have the return of Besiege. Besiege is a physics-based game in which you construct medieval siege engines. You can battle your way through a 54-level single-player campaign, unleash chaos with your friends in multiplayer, and create your own worlds with the level editor. It's a great game and worth playing if you haven't already, and it's on Game Pass right now. We then have the return of the excellent TV show cross-game mix-up, Quantum Break. This was off of Game Pass for a short while due to licensing issues, but is now returned and available to play right now. This comes from Remedy Entertainment, the masters of cinematic action games, and this time they made a time-amplified suspenseful blockbuster. It is very unique by adding a live TV show that coincides with your choices in the game, and it's certainly a thrilling experience. It is available to play on Game Pass today. With that, let me know what game you're playing in the comments below. Remember to smash that like button if you enjoyed, and subscribe for more Xbox content every single day. If you want to check out some awesome games coming to Xbox this May, check out the video on screen now.